Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are you today? Welcome to the show. It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here for Wednesday, May the 17th, 2023. Welcome all to the show where we try to tell you what's going on in plain English. I do the best I can and also help guide you, those of you out there who have taken the very smart route to learn and take advantage of writing options against your equities, share options you have that are deep in the money, your ETFs. Way to go. Those of you who are writing options, you have to know something. I love you dearly. I really do. But once in a while, daddy has to get nasty. Daddy has to wake you up to reality that it isn't just a cakewalk. It isn't going to be a cakewalk every single day. You really got to be on your toes on how to write options properly, stay on top of a changing and shifting market because it's shifting under your feet all the time, and keep your eyes open, get those blinders out of the way, and watch the peripheral, what's going on, because there are nasty things happening out there. And then there are those professionals out there who really are managing billions of dollars and will crush you every chance they get because their job is to make money at all costs, including you. Do not get over leveraged and overconfident and over savvy with what you're doing. You've got to stay in your lane, and you cannot play too many balls at the same time because if one drops, the whole juggling show is over. And this is the scary thing about it. Look, kids, I want to say thank you right off the bat to all of you who watch me all the time. There are a core, diehard group of viewers that watch this old balding man every day, 5 days a week, whether they watch me live, like right now, how you doing? Or they're watching me on a rerun at double the speed because, they have an 8-second attention span and they want to get on with it. It's okay. However it works for you is fine with me. And I want to thank you, those of you who are the core viewers of this channel. Many of you are members, more members coming around every once in a while. Some of you leave and then you come back, and it's all good. You're subscribers to this channel. I thank you very much for subscribing to this channel. Thank you. The thumbs ups you give me, thank you. I make a living by being on the air every day, 5 days a week in the morning for 2 hours. I need about 2 hours to get ready to go on the air because I got to wake up and I got to figure what's going on. And then for the rest of the day, I am going through the markets and watching the markets and keeping an eye on them and getting ready for tomorrow's show. So I live and breathe this stuff. 18 hours a day with maybe 8 hours of sleep, if that. And I don't sleep 8 hours. I sleep very poorly. I get a few here, a few there, and I try to wake up the next morning and go at it again. And I know many of you who watch me you're juggling a lot of things at the same time. And you have found this old man and you've decided, you know what, I'm going to try writing options because, boy, nothing else is working. I can't find the mother of all short trade winners. And I buy into a stock when the earnings get announced and it's great earnings, and then the stock goes down. I don't understand that. I'll see other companies making announcements and it's like, oh, these guys are in trouble, and their stock goes up. What the hell is going on? Why is this happening? I'm going to try option writing and just take the other side of the trade instead of being the sap on the casino floor that does get a free drink once in a while with lots of ice in it and this much Coke and this much rum. I think I'll be the guy serving the free drinks, and I own the slot machines that these kids are playing on. I'm going to take the money that way. I commend you for wanting to do it, and I commend you for sticking with me for now over 2 years every day on the air. I appreciate it, and I congratulate you all. You are taking this very seriously, and you are trying to grow your wealth. You're trying to grow your awareness of the market, and you are taking seriously the future of your retirement, your career, whatever. And many of you in the 35 to 55 year window, that 20-year window is so critical to your future success. It takes a while for some of you to get it. It sort of happens in stages. One of the ways you realize how important it is to get your act together in that window is when you see others ahead of you screw it up. It's a relative, it's an uncle, an aunt, it's a grandparent, it's a friend of yours that has an elder that is destitute or is in real trouble or was once, back in the day, they were, real highfalutin, whatever person in their career. And today they're sitting in, they're sitting in a senior housing somewhere trying to survive on Social Security. And they're not having that life they thought they were going to have. You see it. You see this future that was supposed to be pretty cool and is not. And that's when you turn the pages back and go back to the chapter where that person made a choice to go down the road and they chose poorly. And you realize, oh my God, I'm in the same, that's me. I'm there now. I'm approaching the fork in the road where I either drink the Kool-Aid that I've been served and believe it, or I kind of get off the Kool-Aid for a while and analyze where the hell I'm at and where the hell I'm going. And many of you are at that point right here, and you've come to this channel. How you found me, I don't know how you found me, but you found me. And here we are. And I just want you guys to understand, whether you watch me intently or you watch me occasionally, whatever you're going to put into this option writing program, as far as your mental capacity and your dedication to it and your discipline, the more you put into that, the more this is going to pay you dramatically. But you have got to understand that this is not a fast-paced, action-packed video game that I'm trying to get you to play. If you think that that's what I'm trying to preach here, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. It is the patient and in the deliberate movers that make the money. The impatient and fast movers that try to push their investments and push their returns are ultimately going to get caught, overexposed on the wrong side of a trade with a market that's going to bite them in the rear end. And some of you have, and I already know this, people have come here, traded options, written them, done well, and then got a little more aggressive and have not done so well and have thrown their hands up in disgust and have said, I just can't find a winning strategy on the markets. And it's obvious why that happens. This happens all the time in every aspect of our lives. When you were kids, did you take accordion lessons? Did you take trumpet lessons? Were you made to take piano lessons? You don't put anything into it, you don't get anything out of it. You're not going to become a virtuoso pianist if you don't practice 8 hours a day. Well, you don't have to practice 8 hours a day as a pianist if you don't want to be one. And so maybe your mom wanted you to be a concert pianist, your dad wanted you to be a violinist, your uncle wants you to be the great polka king of all time. But in reality, you just wanted to write software. You wanted to be a tech person. You wanted to be a mechanic. It's all good. You figured out your path and you move forward. If you're trying to figure out the path here to take control of your financial life and say, Bruce, I'm with you. I really do want to quit my day job. It's a dead ender. It pays the bills. Yes, my job pays the bills. As long as my bills stay in a certain area, I can survive in this area. But you know what, Bruce? I don't like being in this neighborhood of the lower middle class. I don't like being a middle class Canadian, American, Brit, German, European, Asian. I don't want to be like all my other friends and relatives. I am not willing to concede that I have found my area and I should just shut the hell up and stay here. I want more. Well, if you want more, you got to get more. And if you want to get more, you got to want to get it bad enough to put some effort into it. So you got to go back to your college days Your high school days, but not the college and high school days where every Friday night you got blitzed, and every Saturday you were trying to get rid of the hangover so that Saturday night you get blitzed again, and you didn't give a crap about Sunday because you were just going to sleep it off, and then on Monday you were going to grind yourself back to school. That is not what I'm talking about. Those days are over. You can't recover from that anymore. You're too old for that crap. And maybe I'm the first guy to tell you this. You're too old for that crap. It is time to grow up and to be an adult and to really put some effort into what it is you want to become. Because I'm sorry to tell you that there are people out there who got this message drilled into them from their parents all their lives. And they were the ones who you didn't find at parties on weekends. They were the ones at university you didn't know where they went on the weekends. You'd only see them in class, and they were very serious in class, and they did not do a lot of hangout stuff and a lot of partying on the campus. No, these are the folks who had jobs during the college year, or they didn't have jobs. They were funded either by parents or by school loans or a combination of both. And they just put their head down and got the honors list, the honors roll for their master's degree. They just studied and got the diplomas. And in summertime, they were working for the family firm, or they were working for the law firm or bank firm, or wherever they wanted to go to. They were already putting in the hours in the summertime. And they were head down, butts up, working. And some of them admit that they really shouldn't have done that in their younger years. They overcommitted, and others are still that way today, and they have moved up the ladder dramatically. Now, are they happy? I don't know. Are they satisfied? I don't know. But they are where they are, and that's the bottom line. And at the end of the day, if you want to be a 50-something person, 50, 55, 60-something person that's already early retired, has a home wherever, family, and has a vacation home somewhere else. The classic in the US is, you live in the north and you vacation in the south or whatever. You're the person that the brochures are made up of. Whenever a new golf course is built in Phoenix or in California, they show the husband and wife enjoying a cocktail after the 18th hole on the brand new country club, and they have a house, a $2 million winter house over here. They pay $200,000 for the initiation fee to be in the club, and they pay $50,000 a year to remain in the club, and they're only there 6 months of the year, and they're part of a club at home. These are the folks that you see, the models. They hire models. Those are the successful entrepreneur, the successful of the successful. You want a degree of that, a taste of that, a piece of that, kind of something like that, you might have to make dramatic changes in your life. And that's what I keep trying to tell you here. You've got to put something into this to get there, because the career you're in isn't going to get you there. You figured this out. You're 38. You're 40, you're 43, and you're going, you know what, man? I got my university, I got my college degree, and I got a job right away. I've never been unemployed. I'll never be unemployed. I'm always employable, and I make 65, 75 a year. One of us, between my wife and I, or husband and I, one of us makes 100 a year, one of us makes 70 a year. We do all right, but we'll never see that lifestyle, because after taxes, and after the cost of raising the kids, we are deep into the middle class, maybe the little upper half of the middle class, yeah, but we're never going to be there. The only way we're going to get up there is if I inherit wealth from someone else's hard work. And there are those of you out there, and I'm not picking on you. It's a fair comment, and it's true. There are a lot of people out there who inherit the wealth from generations ahead of them. And now it's their turn to add to it. And a number of you find your way here going, I don't know what to do. Help me, God, I don't want to blow this. This is my one chance, my one shot of making something of myself. I've been a loser up until now. Don't let me blow this. I get it. It's okay. But those of you who aren't getting that break, who have to grind it out yourselves, you need to accelerate your income level, and you need to accelerate the wealth, the growth of your savings for future endeavors. And that means either quitting work very early, being on your own, or retiring early, or retiring comfortably when you get to retirement age, because all bets are off. Once you hit 55, 60 and older, all bets are off with respect to how long you now have to go before you are running out of time. And I see this, and I've seen this again and again and again and again in my brokerage career, my management career, where people have put the grand plan together to work their butts off and pay this off and earn this and do that. And then they're going to travel and enjoy their golden years, only to reach a certain age and then find out they have cancer and they have 2 years to live. Or their spouse has cancer or has an illness, and they now need to spend everything they've made to survive the next 5 years and ultimately lose one of the two of you. And the survivor is financially and emotionally a wreck. This is life, and I can't change that. You know it. I know it. We can't help it. The catch here is the sooner you can walk away from all of these commitments and stresses in your life to now be living for yourselves rather than living for your employer and your employer's success, the sooner you can do it, the better, because again, we don't know how long we have, and you've got to want to put it in. You got to want to put the effort in now to get to that level. And so for those of you who are the diehard core viewers of this channel and who are really staying on top of what we talk about, I commend you and I congratulate you and I encourage you to keep it going. Do not stop. Make sure that you have watched all 15 of my classes, however long it's taken you to do it, whether you've been involved with them live, you're watching them on rerun from time to time. Good on you. Is it the end all and be all of all education? No. Will it help you? Yes, it will help you. And for those of you who are pretenders, you want to be successful as an option writer. You want to be successful financially, but you haven't been putting in the effort, and you know it. You know, I know, and you know who you are. You folks have got to learn and be prepared to step up and really understand what the hell's going on. Otherwise, you're kidding yourself, and you're leaving yourself behind. I cannot fathom how so many people out there leave success on the counter when it's within arm's reach to take it and run with it. You have the moxie, you have the brain power, you certainly have the needs, you got your obligations, and yet people just let it slip through their fingers. You have got to want it. And sometimes you have to motivate yourself to the point where you say, gosh darn it, I've taken 3 of his classes, but I haven't taken the other 12 because I think I'm smarter than he is, or I'm just as smart as everybody else over here talking about what they're doing. I don't need to take the classes because I'm just going to live off the back of some of these viewers over here who are way ahead of me on option writing, and I'm just going to do what they do, and I will be just fine. And I'll talk to them on Discord, and I'll watch them on Bruce's channel, and it'll be fine. It's not going to be fine, because these folks over here, some of these folks who have really dedicated themselves to learning how to write options, they are hours, hundreds of hours ahead of you in knowledge, and they're only telling you part of what they're doing because they're not your instructor. They're not here to make you richer. They're here to make themselves richer. And they're going to take care of their needs first, and you are a distant second or third or fourth place. Get with the program. You've got to want it for yourself. And we all learn differently. We don't learn it the same way. I have viewers here who watch my classes and say to me, I need a one-on-one with you. I'm just not getting this. I don't understand it. I understand some of it. But for whatever reason, I can't figure out why why this isn't clicking with me. I need to spend an hour with you, Uncle Bruce, one-on-one. And I'm going to tell you what I think you're telling me to do. and you tell me where I'm getting it and not getting it, or tell me in another way so I can understand it. And I'll figure out with you just what your catch is, what's holding you up, and then we'll figure it out together. I'll do the best I can. You've got to want it. And so congratulations to all of you who are wanting it and getting it. I encourage those of you who are on the periphery here and you're about to make it happen and you're getting ready to be an option writer, but you better be dedicated to the program. Get with the program and take this course all the way through. Are there only going to be 15 lessons? No, there will be more lessons coming. I don't bring out a lesson a week, okay? There's a reason I don't bring out a lesson a week. You guys can't handle a lesson a week, and neither can I. When I put a lesson together, I need days and weeks of time to formulate what it is I want to tell you in a very concise format, because I try to keep these lessons down to 1.5 to 2 hours each, which sounds insane, but that's the way it is. College professors who've been teaching for 15 years are just regurgitating the same classes every year, year in and year out. So don't think that these are geniuses that come up with these classes since the last time you saw them. No, they're just giving you the same lesson they used to teach, the same class last year with a few tweaks. And they rerun this thing over and over again. I have the classes on my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Get your butt over there and pick up these classes as you can and learn how to write stock options and join this party over here that we're part of and change your economic life. It won't take much. I know for a fact, the minute that some of you realize that what you're sitting on as you write options, you're averaging out $1,000 a month in profits. You're sitting there going, my God, $1,000 a month, that's $250 every week. That's $12,000 a year. Hey, and this is a capital gain, no less, or it's inside my IRA. I don't have to pay tax on that. Oh, holy crap! An extra $12,000 in returns. I'm not getting that from these professional asset managers that are supposedly looking after my money. They're not giving me this. I'm making $3,000-4,000 a year with those guys. I myself, with Uncle Bruce's guidance, I'm making $12,000, and I'm only doing this on the side. I'm not even taking this like super seriously with Uncle Bruce. What if I put a few hours of my time into this, like really put in some time? I could probably bring this to $2,500 a month. Well, that's $30,000 a year. When you start reaching $30,000 to $50,000 a year of income coming in from writing options, whether you're writing cash secured puts or writing calls on calls, you begin to go, wait a minute, whoa. How many hours am I putting in to make $30,000 a year? And how many hours am I putting in to make my salary over here? And wait a minute now, how many hours am I really putting in to make my salary over here? Because my office hours are 8 until 4 or 7 until 5, whatever those hours are. I don't know what your hours are. I don't want to know. God, it's scary. Some of you realize you're working 11 hours a day for an 8-hour paycheck, and you're putting in 55 hours a week to get a check every 2 weeks for blah. And you divide that out by 55 actual hours of your real time, and you're going, I can make more money as a Starbucks coffee maker. I can make more money as a waiter or a waitress and get tip money. I get my minimum wage or whatever that wage is now, a little better than minimum wage, and tips. Why am I busting my ass for these people and the stress they're putting on me, which I'm giving to my family, by the way? I could be doing this with Uncle Bruce over here. I make way more money per hour than I put in over here. This is ridiculous. When you realize that, then you become one of the diehards of this channel, and away you go. I don't want to brag too much. I'm not trying to brag and be bellicose about it. There's enough comments here from people who do this all the time, every day. They tell the rest of you, listen to this guy. He's right. Take the classes and get with the program. Congratulations, and keep up the good work. Get smarter, get better, join the program, and let's make some dough here. Look, there's talk this morning. I'm just, I shake my head at amazement about it, because I'm amazed. What am I amazed by? I'm amazed by how many people believe the crap that is coming out of some of the mouths on some of these financial channels and elsewhere when they talk about the idea of getting people to come back to the office. There's all this propaganda out there about getting people to come back to the office. You're now viewed as a loser if you stay home and work. If you don't come into the office, you're a loser. You're a traitor to your company. You're a traitor to your career. You're going to stunt your upside. And all the propaganda that is coming out from paid shills to convince people to give up something precious they got their hands on 2 years ago. They didn't realize they were getting. Because back in 2020 and 2021, people were given a gift from the heavens. What was that gift? A 10-year advancement in their careers. Right now, just overnight, your career advanced 10 years. And you realized all of a sudden, my God, I can do this work from home. Never thought this would be possible and never had an inkling that this would ever happen. No one at the offices ever talked about this. The only place I ever saw the future that is happening to me right now is in the movies and on television. Fake, fictional stories of people not going to offices and working from home. It's unbelievable. And in one svelte move, corporate America was shut down. Corporate Canada was shut down. Corporate everywhere was shut down. The world was shut down, and we were all kept at home. And a number of us found out that, my God, I can do my job from home. This is a piece of cake. I thought I would be bored at home. I thought I would miss the gang at the office. And for the first week, you did. First month. But after that, you realize I can pick up my cell phone and talk to my buddy who sat next to me in the cubicle over here. And we can put each other on the speakerphone and talk for hours while we're on our computers doing our work. Because I wasn't talking to him in person. I was talking to him over the divider. Or we were text messaging each other within the inter-office text messaging system, which, of course, our superiors could watch anytime they wanted to. We keep forgetting that. I really like this working from home stuff. These so-called Zoom calls, they started off really clunky and really awkward, but then you refined it. Everyone refined the Zoom meeting and figured out how to make this work. And today, there are leaders of corporate America trying to tell you that you're a loser if you don't come back to the office. I say, screw you bastards. There ain't no going back for a lot of you people out there. And you shouldn't go back. The reason they want you in the office is because they want to control you and get more out of you than they are willing to pay you. And I'm sorry to break it down like that, but that's all it is. If you're an upper level manager, all right, and you're the one at the office trying to get people to come back, you are under unbearable pressure from people above you saying, you want to become one of us? You want to become a senior vice president of this company instead of a vice president of this company? Because we have 500 vice presidents, There's only 30 senior vice presidents. You want to become one of us? Well, you better get your department to deliver more. Well, what does that mean? What it means is you keep your employees down to 2-3% raises. You offload the losers. In other words, we want you to get more out of fewer people, and we want you to get a lot more out of the people you keep. And these managers are thinking, well, the only way I can do this is if they're in the office and I can control them a lot more. I'll order pizza in at lunch hour and keep them here, keep them at their desks working during lunch hour. I'll get them to instead of taking a 1 hour, 10-minute lunch, I'll have them take a 15-minute lunch. And now they're back at the office again working. That'll improve my efficiencies. They'll get more data through here. My rating will go up. What you don't understand as a VP is you're never going to become a senior VP because there are 150 others just like you trying to do exactly the same thing, and you will never be number one. You'll be number 20. You'll be in the top 10 percentile, and you won't get the promo because there's only one out of 150 every year that gets promoted to senior VP. And why is that? Because one of the senior VPs retired, died in a car accident, or if there's a fluke opening and you got in, there's no way in hell you're getting out of that job. And for those of you who have tyrants like this that you're working for, who are subject to tyrants themselves, this is just a pass it on down bullshit game. That's all this is. You guys are, some of you have figured it out. I'm not interested in this game because I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be my boss. I have no interest in being my boss. My boss works 80 hours a week, is on the blower and on emails and on text messages and Skype meetings all the time, and makes maybe $10,000 a year more than I do, $15,000. This is before tax. After tax, they make $100 a week more. They make $20 a day more than I do, net for all the crap they have to handle. And none of them, I don't know any of them that are happy. And when you do the analytics and you look at all the VPs out there, all these managers, you find out that the divorce rate among those folks, male and female, is through the roof. Their kids are dysfunctional. They're just barely getting by. And they don't live in a much nicer house than you live. And you're asking yourself, I want to come back to work to be that. That is the ideal you're giving me. This is the upside you're offering me. That life? I don't think so. I kind of like being home. I like driving my kids to school in the morning and having my spouse pick them up in the afternoon, or Monday it's my turn, Tuesday it's your turn. Whatever the deal, I spend more time with the kids, spend more time with my spouse. We as a unit are together more. These hours are priceless, absolutely priceless. And I'd rather watch Uncle Bruce on my computer over here on the side, and I've got my computer over here for work, and I do option trading to enhance my revenues, and combined with what I'm making through the office, delivering what I have to deliver. I am not underperforming my duties at the office, and add what I'm generating here with option writing with Uncle Bruce. I can't make that kind of money, even if I were the boss. If I were my boss, I wouldn't equal what I'm equaling now. And the quality of life would be uncomparable between the two. And the ultimate objective is I want to lessen my dependence on the job at the office, and I want to increase my dependence on income from the option writing side. And it's happening because the shift is on. One is growing, the other one is stagnant. And every time I ask for a raise, or every time I get a review of my performance, they come up with a convenient excuse not to give me the bonuses, the top pay raise. I never achieve the top rating I have to achieve because it's all BS. No one gets it but one person a year. And there's never a hope in hell of getting inflation or getting ahead of inflation. And I am no longer interested in the upside of the career at this firm any longer. And so for some of you, you figured out I'm switching firms, and you do that, and you find out you get much more money. They give you the ultimatum: show up at the office or quit, or we're going to dump you. And you say, dump me, buy me off, I'm out of here, and I'll find a job somewhere else. And you do, and you realize that I can work for company XYZ, A, B, C, D, E, and F, and I get 30% more money. There's a revelation. And even that isn't enough to ultimately say to you, I don't have to watch Uncle Bruce anymore. No. What happens is you go, well, if I can make this much more doing exactly what I used to do for these guys, the upside that Uncle Bruce has is even more juicy. And you put more into the option writing side, you become better at it, and another month goes by, another quarter goes by, and you realize I make half as much of my money. I make 100% of my paycheck and 50% more from Uncle Bruce, and I've only been watching him for 6-8 months. Wait until I'm into this for 2 years, and I've got all these classes under my belt. He does class 16, he does class 17, he does class 18. Whoa, this full-time gig is but a memory. And for some of you down the road, a little further, you've already made these moves. These moves have already happened. You quit the job that you had forever. You left the firm. You took your 401k and turned it into an IRA, and you're now managing your own IRA. It's a series of moves. This isn't like, oh, I quit my job and I'm now trading options full time. It's not that simple. It's a whole lifestyle change, a complete change for perhaps yourself and your spouse, or one at a time. But at the end of the day, You have made major changes in your life, especially if you're a bit older, you're in your 40s and 50s. You have gotten your hands now on a $100,000 portfolio, $200,000 portfolio, $400,000 portfolio, however much you've saved, and assets that you've grown and built up, and you've now put it all into a combined nest egg of IRA, non-IRA, other investment, and you're now managing all of that yourself through this channel here. And you're saying to yourself, you know what, this 400 grand that I used to have managed, if I had this $400,000 inside a wealth management plan at Chase or over at Bank of America or whatever these advisors are, they'd be taking $8,000 a year off of there. They'd be taking $8,000 a year in fees off of my 400 grand. So if my account made $10,000 a year in profit, I'd only get two of it. 8,000 would go to them. If they generate me 20,000, they get 8 and I get 12. Well, $12,000 return on a $400,000 account, it's 3%. You're better off just putting your money into SoFi at 5% or 4.2% and do nothing. But self-managing, you don't have to pay that $8,000 up front. And remember, that number goes up the more you're growing. If you become a $500,000 client, it's $10,000 a year in fees. You become a $600,000 client, it's $12,000 a year in fees, $1,000 a month. Going to advisors you will never meet. People who are managing your money, you don't know. They don't know you because you're just part of a pool of billions of dollars. But you're self-managing and you can outdo these guys by a country mile. And look, you can pull out 4% a month on your dough. You got 400,000 under admin. That's 16,000 a month, 200,000 a year. Are you going to be spending 200,000 a year in retirement with your Social Security coming in on top of that, your wife's Social Security coming in, or your husband's, whichever? You may have a household with 25, 26,000 a month in income. Is it going to cost you that much to be retired in 3 years from now, 4 years from now? Something tells me probably not. But then again, you probably can lift your standard of living down the road. You've now figured out, oh my God, at age 45, I'm generating this kind of revenue for myself. Inside my IRA, outside the IRA, we're generating this kind of revenue. By the time we're 55, in a decade from now, this is going to be quite a bit larger. And we have an interesting retirement coming up, but we don't have to wait until we're 70 to enjoy it. This could be pretty interesting. We may find that we're living off of our assets outside the IRA. That's what we're living off of and comfortably. But inside the IRA, that just keeps compounding until we have to take it out. That day will come down the road. We'll talk to our tax advisor and figure out the best way to do that. You got to want it, man. You got to want it. It's complicated for a reason. It's complicated for a reason. Don't count on your local senator or congressperson to give you the good life. Your government officials are not there for that. They're not interested in your exact situation. No, they're far more interested in giving billions of dollars in tax breaks to major corporations to open up a processing plant, a factory, a distribution center, somewhere in the district you live or region you live. They will give away billions of dollars of taxes that you weren't supposed to pay anymore. The companies are supposed to pay it, but they're not going to pay it. It's still coming on you. You are subsidizing corporate America in your neighborhood, all around you. Some of you are surrounded by corporate welfare giants that have sucked the American taxpayer, Canadian taxpayer, and others out of trillions of dollars of future taxes. It's unbelievable. Canada, just a month or two ago, signed a $14 billion tax break deal with Volkswagen. It's not even a Canadian company, a German company, to build a battery plant of some kind in Ontario, Canada. That means every Canadian just coughed up a whole bunch of money, $14 billion of tax money. That means Canadians have to generate $50 billion for the $14 billion in taxes to be able to be handed out to these guys. And that's just one deal. This is going on all the time. Boeing extracts billions in concessions when they open up a plant in a certain state. Ford does it. GM does it. The old Chrysler, whoever they're called now, they do it. All the talk about the Amazon free-for-all that took place in the last 5 years. How many Amazon corporate parks were going to be built and distribution centers were going to be built. They were pitting states against states and cities against cities to offer them the biggest tax break to come to town. That is called social welfare. That is corporate welfare at the top level, right? I don't care if Bezos calls himself an entrepreneur. He is an entrepreneur, but he's an expert at sucking tax money out of Canadians, Europeans, and Americans. This guy and his team are geniuses at this, as are all corporate America. Top S&P 500 companies suck money out of taxpayers left, right, and center. Because they see others doing it, they might as well do it themselves. You folks have got to get over this. The tax burden on all of you out there is not going away. If you're 35 years old, I got bad news for you. For the rest of your adult life, you're going to be paying serious tax money to compensate all of these entities who've been paid off by the government to open up a plant and an office in your area. It's money in and money out, and you're the source they're coming after. Unless you can increase your source of income in another way, your day job is only give you so much money. Welcome to the party, pal. Kids, we're at 2209 on GameStop this morning. From what I can see here in the pre-market, it looks to be climbing again. Why is GameStop over $22 a share? Because there are good reports, generally speaking, coming out of retail America. That's the story. Target margins seem to be okay. TJX's margins are better. There's some good corporate numbers. Home Depot, though, first sales decline in 14 straight years. The first time in 14 years, Home Depot did not exceed the previous quarter. There's a flag, warning flag, right there of a slowing economy. Good news is GameStop doesn't sell lumber. They don't sell product to build houses. They sell merchandise for people who are in houses or in a condo, in an apartment, in mom and dad's basement. They sell games and gaming systems, and gaming systems and games are selling. Even though they say all the games are going to go digital, they aren't all going digital because there are certain game manufacturers that figured something out. It's a realization that just no one wants to officially admit, especially those in the electronic online gaming business. Here's the thing. If you waltz into GameStop and you buy the latest version of game whatever, and it's on a disc that you put into your machine, the gaming company has already been paid for that disc because GameStop has already bought it. They got their dough. You put the disc in your machine and you play it. You can't sell it. You can't copy it and sell it to somebody else. Virtually impossible. Whereas online games that are done online, you've got guys in Romania, Turkmenistan, I can't even know, all the stand countries, Armenia, Hungary, and many others, Russia, where what are they doing? They are pirating the online games and reselling them as primary sellers to their networks all around the world, stealing billions from the game creators. That's the one difference between a GameStop store and a not GameStop store, or Best Buy or Walmart. Wherever you buy your game from, the physical thing is paid for. And GameStop is becoming more valuable to gaming companies because of their thousands of locations and millions of dedicated customers who are all on the email list, where GameStop says to them, would you like your own personal copy of the latest whatever game? You can buy it online through our online system, and it'll be ready for pickup at the local store in the next 24 hours, or we'll ship it to you, up to you. And the loyalists of GameStop are loyal to the cause because they are for gamers. They're there for the gamers. And all the accessories, when the handheld controller breaks down, even if you have a game that you downloaded and you're playing it at home with your stereo headphones and the thing, this doesn't work, the hand thing doesn't work, where do you go to get another one? You can go to GameStop, you can go to Best Buy, you can go to Walmart, Target. You have to go to a physical location to get another one, or you have to order it online. And you know that if you're going to order it through GameStop, you're going to order it through an outfit that has nothing but stuff for gamers. and that's where many go. So people who actually download games on the internet still go to GameStop to get accessories to play the games themselves. And if you now want to buy something that is an action figure, a lapel pin, some kind of something, a hat, a shirt, I don't know, about that game that you love to play, spoken by a guy who doesn't play games, you're going to go to a physical location. And when you're in the local mall with your mom or your girlfriend or your pals, you end up in the mall once in a while, you're going to go to the GameStop store, because you're not going to go into H&M clothing. That's not where you want to go. You want to go to the GameStop store. So your mom, your girlfriend, your wife, the kid, they're off shopping for school clothes, and you're heading to GameStop to hang out there for half an hour in a world that you're happiest at. You're going to see the latest gizmos, the latest gadgets, the latest games, and the latest memorabilia from the games you love the most. And you might just break down and make a purchase. And there you go. There's GameStop's secret. There it is, retail. Believe it or not, it's old school brick and mortar retail that is going to save GameStop and make them more profitable. And what has Ryan Cohen done? Mr. Ryan Cohen has admitted to himself, to the world, I'm not perfect. When he took over control of GameStop, he did the one thing that had to be done. He offloaded expenses. He offloaded senior management, senior VPs that were being paid gobs of money, got rid of the private jet, got rid of the perks. He lowered the cost of the C-suite dramatically, all right? He replaced directors and senior company people inside that company with a much lower payroll and overhead than what he inherited. That's mission number one. Mission number two, he began to experiment and figure out where he could make the biggest impact to the bottom line of the company. He raised cash, knocked off that debt they had, which was costing him 20-something, $2 million a month in expenses. That's gone. Lowered expenses by millions a month, and experimented in certain areas, and then gave up on certain areas very quickly that didn't work and zeroed in on where it would work. This guy admits mistakes. He's not boneheaded and incapable of adjusting to the realities of what he's sitting on. Smart move. The stock's 22.04. Is this an all-time high? No. Multiply this by 4. The stock's at $88.16 right now. That means it's still cheap. Remember, they raised $2 billion at $154 a share 2 years ago, 1.75 years ago. Remember that? This is 88. This is barely just a little over half. It's got a long way to go yet. He's not done, but he's turned it. He's turned it. This company doesn't lose money by the millions anymore. It now starts to make money. The street reluctantly is going, geez, that guy's right. Son of a gun. You know, those morons at Bed Bath & Beyond, they should have listened to him. Those morons at Bed Bath & Beyond who poo-pooed him when their stock was at $30 a share after he bought in and brought with him millions of investors, they poo-pooed him and said, Wall Street, we'll fix our problems with Wall Street's help. And today, Bed Bath & Beyond is in receivership, and it's soon to be a memory in all of our minds. Everyone got blown out. He walked away, still made a few bucks. His investors walked out. They probably broke even, made a few bucks. And a lot of Bed Bath & Beyond believers of management of Bed Bath & Beyond have lost it all. Yeah, this guy's pretty sharp. Is he the greatest turnaround artist ever created? No. Is he good? Yeah, he's good. He's good. He pays attention. He knows retail. I know retail. He knows retail. Way to go, Mr. Cohen. Keep up the good work. You're doing it. You're on the right track. SoFi. Your shares of SoFi are poised for takeoff. That's the title of my show today. Your SoFi shares are poised because we've just gone through the gyrations of a sell-off 2 days ago after the stupid short-sighted call by Wedbush Securities to call this stock a 250 stock. It got that headline and all that garbage around that headline managed to scare people out to the point the stock hit $4.45 a share for like 5 minutes. And now it's back into this $4.70, $4.85 neighborhood. Yesterday, the stock lost a couple of pennies. Lost a penny yesterday on the day. There was your turnaround, actually. That was your actual turnaround day. Here we are this morning, up 7 cents to 483. The stock is about to go. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week. But do not be surprised if GameStop reaches $5.50 to $6 in the very short-term future. Only because, and because of many reasons, but one of them is because it's oversold, overshorted, and now we're beginning to hear the stories that are coming out about other banks out there. We're beginning to hear from other banks, regional banks, that are bringing in deposit capital. Deposit money is coming in to Pacific Western and a number of other banks, regional banks, and or PacWest, whatever they're called. The tide has turned, and the talk about the headlines that you were seeing, nonstop headlines about this regional bank's in trouble, this one's in trouble, those have all stopped, dead in their tracks. All that talk has stopped, and it's become obvious people love regional banks, and they don't like to deal with big banks in Wall Street. So there you go. We've got that happening. SoFi's deposits are growing. They have a $2 million insurance policy per account. And people want to go mobile. Every human being, once you bank on this, they never go back. And that is the bottom line. We will never go back to driving our car or taking a bus to downtown America and finding a parking spot for $2 an hour or a parking meter for your quarters, dimes and quarters to park your car, and walk into a branch and fill out a piece of paper that you want to withdraw $100 from your checking account, waiting in line at the teller, and then coming up to the teller with your slip of paper and your ID, waiting for her to hand you $5 $20 bills. Those days are over. And are you going to drive to your local 7-Eleven and go up to an ATM machine and pull out $100? Why would you do that? You're not doing that anymore. What are you going to do? 25 to 40-year-olds are using this to pay a checkout now. That's all you need. You just need this. You don't even need a piece of plastic anymore. But the debit card is alive and well. The credit card is alive and well. And phone checkout is alive and well. And so how many folks are sitting at home ordering in McDonald's to be delivered by DoorDash or whatever you want to call this outfits? It's unbelievable. My daughter lives on having delivery to her home. It's unfathomable to me. She orders Starbucks to be delivered to her home. A Starbucks coffee and a breakfast sandwich from Starbucks she has delivered to her house by delivery service. So she can stay in her bed and work from her bed because she works from home. You think she's going back to an office? Are you out of your mind? Her creativity is way up because she spends zero time having to get showered, changed, makeup, clothing choices, and then leaving her condo and forgetting something. She is instantly at work the minute she wakes up. She's on her phone or on her computer, just ordered her Starbucks order. She doesn't care it costs her $10. It doesn't matter. Because if she goes to the store, which again means getting dressed, walking, not working, getting to the store, to the Starbucks store, a couple blocks away, picking it up, and then bringing it back, no. She's productive the minute she's sitting in her bed in her PJs. She's figured it out. She makes $100 an hour, $200 an hour, $150 an hour working. What's $10 to Starbucks for a delivery thing? Doesn't give a crap because the difference is $5. Get up and go get it, and you save $5. No. And losing that 30 minutes, 40 minutes of time, no. She's figured this out. And many like her have figured it out who are in that age group, 20s to 30s. And banking is the same thing. SoFi, you can get your banking done right here, anytime, 24/7. You can pay your credit card bill Monday night, Tuesday, first thing in the morning when you wake up. Oh, I'm going to pay my Visa bill. I'm going to transfer money over to here. I'm going to do this over there. The world has completely changed. SoFi is about to explode. The market doesn't understand yet, or has been fully figured, has they fully figured it out. I think that's it. Some of you have. Yes, there are millions of you who know. There are hundreds of millions who don't yet know or are about to. But then again, the same could be said about Apple. As soon as Steve Jobs came back to Apple and the board brought him back in and decided to, swallow our pride and let's go Steve Jobs' direction, because since we got rid of Steve Jobs, things haven't worked out around here. And then Steve Jobs says, you know what? I think I've got something new in mind. I was sitting out in the campus here trying to listen to some music while I was kind of working on some stuff. And my Walkman with the CD in it was skipping. And I have to be really gentle with this piece of plastic, piece of garbage, because if I put it down too hard on the picnic table and my wire from my earphone, my headphone, it jiggles it skips. CD skips. I think I've come up with something. It's not quite this big. It's actually a lot smaller than this. And you have a wheel, and we can have all the music on this thing digitally. And you download it through the Apple apps, which of course we would own and operate. And all the music would be purchased through us. We'd get a cut of the action, and then people can listen to their music on this device, and it's digital, and you can do that, and it won't stop playing, won't skip. And what we'll eventually do is we'll replace the earphones with wires, with just remote control, wireless earphone. I think maybe there's some, and there were people going, this is the future. This guy's got it. He's got it. And the Apple stock was $3 a share, $5 a share. And there were the folks going, guy's a loser. He created Apple with Wozniak, and they made the little Macintosh, and it was cute and all. And he made the nice commercial in 1984, the end of the world and all that. But the board got rid of him because he was, just out there. He's not a financial guy. He can't run this corporation. This company is doomed. And there were analysts calling for Apple's demise, saying Apple should be bought by Compaq should buy them, or Dell should buy them, or Microsoft should buy Apple, or they should just go away. For years, and Steve Jobs / Anthony Noto said, this is the future of banking. This is the future of music. This is the future. And then he came out in 2004 or 3, I can't remember exactly the year, 2006, with the iPhone. This is the future of the telephone. It's going to look a lot like what this looks like even now. 2023, this is the state-of-the-art telephone of all telephones. Unbelievable. And when he brought this out, all telephones had buttons. You remember those days? Flip phones with buttons. Remember your BlackBerry? Buttons. Some of you missed those, I know. But what was inside this thing? His music player was in here. He killed his own product. He killed his own music player by bringing out a new phone. But then what else did he do? He killed all other music players. And he killed all other telephones, because you had the internet on here as well, and maps and text messages, emails, and everything else. Changed the world. SoFi is evolving the world into finance. And SoFi uses this. The world's most sophisticated instrument is exactly what everyone needs to be a SoFi client. And guess what? Everyone has this. Many people who need to deal with SoFi already have the phone. Noto, you are on the right track. About to break out. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Larry Titus, thank you for hitting the bells. We're up and running. We're open. We're trading. Let's get on with it. Let's make some money here, folks. Thank you all for tolerating the rant today. I'm not mad. I'm just being realistic. I got to tell you, though, the most success I ever had as a high school athlete, and I had a brief high school athletic thing, The most success I had as a high school athlete was the 1 or 2 years that I was uh, dominated by, along with my other pals, dominated by the most dominant male phys ed teacher we had. This guy was demanded results, but he also promised us that if you put in the work, I will guarantee you results. And we bought into that because we were 16, 17, and But what I heard him say would reflected a lot of what my dad was telling me in his way. And I realized these two guys are kind of the same, except that my father I viewed as a much older man. And he was all of, I think my father was all of 42. And this gentleman who was like 30, 31. But I, as a 17-year-old, a 30-year-old male, and a 42-year-old male, these are two different kind of guys. I mean, one guy's got white hair already. The other guy is, fully grown up and still in shape. And he had results. And he was one of the most respected teachers in the whole school. And he was just a phys ed guy. But we also knew that he was capable of teaching chemistry classes, history classes, and mathematics classes. And yet he chose to be a phys ed instructor. We bought into this guy, and he made us work harder than we'd ever worked before. And I was part of a high school volleyball team. Only 1 year I was part of the team, and we had to work on weekends. We had to practice on weekends, which today I realized this guy was giving up Saturdays for us, Saturdays and Sundays, for us to practice. He was not with his wife and child. He was with us for 4 hours. Smelly 17-year-olds. Unbelievable. We won the city championship. Our school hadn't won a championship in 15 years. He wasn't around the last time the school won a championship. He was 15 years old. This was huge. We didn't win another one for another 5 years. Those were hard to come by. And we won the city championship. Our school was shocked. The whole school, 2,000 kids, couldn't believe that our lousy volleyball team were the city champions. I was one of 12 members of that team. I saw for myself what it took in that little moment, that little tiny puny example. It stayed with me for the rest of my life. That has never left me. And I remember meeting him at a high school reunion about 5 years after graduation, perhaps, maybe longer, maybe 7 or 8 years. And I was with two of my buddies who had graduated at the same time. And we came up to say hi to him because he was standing with another teacher at the time. And he remembered us. And he said something to us that was heartfelt from him. It was not a BS line. But he looked at us and he said, and he remembered I was part of that team that won the championship. He said, you guys have proven yourselves. And you've done well, and we're really proud of you guys because you're setting an example. We teachers talk about you guys to the new kids as to what can be done. And you've done well, and we're proud of you. I'm going, whoa, getting that from this guy? Are you kidding me? This guy was giving praise. Any praise from this man, you knew it was real because it was hard to get. That was also life-changing. It was reaffirming and a boost to one's confidence, to say the least. Boy, when I got back to the office the next week, I pumped up. It was kind of nice, rather than coming back going, oh, what a disaster that high school reunion was. Anyway, folks, you want to make a success of yourselves? Give it a chance. Put something into it to get something out of it. I welcome you all to the party. Welcome to the win zone, the fun zone. The bells, says JR. Rock on. Touch grass. I wonder if Sofi could be used for the new tax filing system. Thank you, Larry from Splair. Let the pop begin, says JR. Extreme Edition. I have automatic payment of all bills, and I only write checks to pay local taxes. Isn't that something? Fantastic stuff. All of you, thank you for joining me today and being here. Whether you are a lurker, Whether you're a subscriber only to this channel, if you're just a subscriber, I thank you so much for being a subscriber. Thank you for those of you who have stepped up and have decided to make this channel a part of your life, an indispensable part of your daily existence, Monday to Friday anyway. You've become a member of this channel, whether you're a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member at $10 a month, or you're a Gold Bagel member, the high end at $25 a month. You guys are unbelievable. You make the difference between whether I'm on the air or not. It is undeniable. There is no way I would be on this channel doing what I do unless I had members. There's no way around it. YouTube does not pay me any serious money to be here. But then again, I don't give YouTube 100,000 views a day. So it's a specialized audience with a specialized message that we have here. And we're talking about writing options and bringing in some cash from the options market. And it's changed a number of your lives. And I am thrilled that so many of you have let me know in no uncertain terms how well it has helped you become a better investor, much more sophisticated, way more aware. Thank you to all of you out there. 140 thumbs ups have already come into the show. I appreciate this so much. We love to hit 200 every day if possible. Please help us out and consider a thumbs up right now and get us closer to that 200 level if at all possible. We seem to hit 200 every day. And I thank you all so very, very much. It's fantastic. Mr. Premium of the option. I'm number 134 on your thumbs up meter. GameStop cash secured put. Stinker just hit. Sold for $2.65, and I just bought back for 36 cents. Very nice. One contract, $265 coming in, $36 going out. Keep the change. Well done, Mr. Premium the option. Once you do 100 of these at a time, you are going to be in a whole different world of economics, a whole different world. I don't know how many you did, but I don't care. Well done, and keep up the good work. DQ, I am lurking 136. JR, I remember the days of writing a mound of checks the first of every month. We kept the post office in business. You remember that? You used to buy stamps and envelopes, and you had to rip off the bottom of the bill and write in how much you were paying and write the check and then write in your checkbook what you did. Do you remember those days? If you're under 40, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You honestly probably don't know. You're my age. Oh, God, how many hours did we spend every month, every year, paying our bills on time? And just think about that. Credit reporting agencies were ready to pounce on us if we were one day late, and we'd have 12 envelopes with stamps on them. We put them in the mailbox, and some of these outfits we were paying would get the envelope in 1 or 2 days. Others wouldn't get the envelope for 5 or 6 days, and they wouldn't process the checks for another 2 or 3 days. And we get bad credit reports because we were lazy, late payers of our bills. Complete bunk. Unbelievable. Nick, hey, Uncle Bruce, what do you think about selling Rocket Lab January 2024, $5 for 90 cents? I'm going to imagine that this is, these are cash secured puts, versus selling January 2025 sevens for $1.25 each versus doing nothing. What do you think about this entire question here? Well, the stock is $4.32 right now. And if you're going to write a $5 put contract and receive 90 cents for it, you're pledging to buy the stock for $4.10. You're only getting 22 cents premium writing a $5 put contract on a January 2024. Okay, not very good. What about writing a January 2024 $4 put contract? Would that pay you more? And I mean more premium than the 22 cents you're getting right now. What about that? As far as the January 2025 sevens, you write that for 125. You're still paying. I'm assuming we're talking about cash secured puts because something's not right here. Nick, you're going to get back to me. Are you talking about writing a call or a put? These are covered calls. Okay, they're covered calls. All right. Let me refresh this. Um, I would be, I would recommend you write cash secured puts. However, if you were to write calls, which I don't recommend because the stock is so cheap, but it is getting better at 431. A 2024 January 5, which is out of the money, is it? It's out of the money, 69 cents. Okay. You're getting a 90-cent premium. So you're getting 590 if you were to be exercised. That's kind of what you're offering your stock for now. It's 590. Whereas if you wrote Jan 25 7, you get a $1.25 premium. That's like selling for 8.25. And that's not a bad trade because look, even if you just bought the stock right now for $4.32.5, you bought the stock now and you wrote the $7 call for 2025 for $1.25 now, you'd take 125 off the 432 you just paid, and you're paying $3.08 for this stock roughly. Are you happy with paying $3.08 for this stuff? I'd be happy. 6 months from now, the stock is trading at $7 a share. Just suppose your contracts are at book value, but they've lost 6 months of time. They still have until 2025, though. This is May of 2023. Now we had 6 months. That's November 2023, and you've got a January 2025. You have a 14-month contract here. It's likely going to trade at $1.20, $1.25. So you've taken in $1.25 in cash. You can do whatever you want with it. Buy more Rocket Lab and write some more calls. That's an okay strategy. I have to admit, $1.25 on a 7 is good cash. If you're going to use it to buy more Rocket Lab and average yourself down, I think that's a great idea. Look, if you got 1,000 Rocket Lab right now and your average is $8 and you haul in 10 contracts at $1.25 a contract, that's $1,250 cash coming in right there. You turn around and take that money and buy another 300 shares. You'd have 1,300 shares instead of 1,000 shares. You've just lowered your cost average because the 1,000 were averaging 8 something. These are 432 for 300 more. You just brought your average cost down. You're writing 3 more calls immediately at 7 for 2025, bringing in $375. Not enough to buy another 100, but throw in another 60, $70, you can buy another 100 shares. Now you got 1,400, write another call. You've lowered your price to the 7s, maybe the high 6s. You're offering the stock at $7. You can't lose on this deal in that sense. If you have an average now of, say, $5.50, $6, and you do this move with, say, 1,000 shares, and then you buy another 200, 300, 400 more, you could bring your average down another 50, 60 cents, maybe into the low 5s, and you've written $7 calls. You don't mind getting exercised at 7. You've made money in all 1,500 shares or 1,400 shares or whatever it is. That's a call strategy. You could look at that. On a put side, just to go back to that, I would look at writing January 2024 $4 puts, maybe 450s if that's possible. I don't know if it is possible. Can you write 450s? I don't know what the splits are on the Rocket Lab. You'd have to check that out. Writing $5 put contracts, I'm not sure if that is worth it. I'm just going into Rocket Lab right now on my big ass iPad. I'm going to try to get going. By the way, the Dow's up 130 points. Rocket Lab is up a nickel. Smart Rent is up 14 cents again, 374. AI is up 164. And Unity, Nick, how did you do on your Unity puts? Unity is up 80 cents this morning. GameStop up 28 to 22.27. SoFi is up 3.5 cents to 479.5. Okay, Rocket Lab 434 at the moment. This is obviously changing. I'm looking at quotes that are probably inaccurate on the stock. But if you were to write January 2024 puts as of last night or first thing this morning, what could you get? You could get about 150 maybe for 5s. That would be a 350 acquisition price. You could that would be 80 cents premium, 83 cents. $4 put contracts you can write. Can't write anything else. Can't write 450s. They would pay you maybe 80 cents, 85 cents. That means you're paying $3.15. That's all premium because it's an out of the money by 33 cents. Might be worth your while. I would want to write 4s as close to 95 cents as possible because that's the offer right now. As I see it, you have quotes that are more accurate than I am. Again, I want to emphasize that I am looking at quotes that are not as accurate as what you have. Okay. Welcome, everybody. John Anderson says hello. Who cares, Uncle Bruce? Let's say someone has 10 grand to invest. What is the move? The 10 grand question is probably good for a one-on-one. I'm just traveling too much for work the last couple of weeks. Probably a good idea to have a one-on-one. Yeah, too many choices. BW, Uncle Bruce, good morning. Have some GameStop December 1875s, 570, and I'm trying to roll, but I don't want to go to April 2024. Would rolling to Jan 2024, 2250s for 420 to 470 range. Not stuck, but slow uptick in SP sucks. Thanks you very much. What do you think I should do? All right. So GameStop 1875s are now in the money, of course, because the stock's 22.28. So they're what is it? Four something in the money, three something in the money. And they're December's. You could do nothing and allow the time premium to shrink out further. Or if you did make the move to 2250s, you'd be at the money for Jan 24s. You'll have to cough up some cash to make the move. I don't mind this putting up money to make this move because you're going up to 1975, 2020, 2075, 2175, $3.50 higher in premium for less than $1. If you can get away with that or about $1, that's not a bad move. I'm not adverse, though, to you going to April 24. If you can go to April 24, 2250s, and get more than 470, in other words, make the difference 50 cents out of your pocket, that would be a good move. Because if GameStop loses a couple of dollars in the next 2 weeks just on some, lack of momentum, the stock is 20.50 a share. You're out of the money, $2, $2.50. These contracts will lose $1.50. That immediately pays for that cash you put up. I mean, that you get back that. And you've moved up into out of the money calls instead of still being in the money. But you're a winner both ways. If the stock does go to 20, your 1875s are 125 in the money, and they die in December. So you've got a couple of choices here. Who cares? What is this move? Good morning. All from Drew, number 115, thumbs up. Splair, a smart rent at 373. You noticed that, my friend. Isn't that something? Smart rent, 375, up 15 cents. This is what, the fifth day in a row stocks have gone up? Look at the 1 week chart or look at the 1 month chart. April 25th, the stock was 216. This is May 17. It's not even a month. 216 to 375. 106,000 traded today. Smart rent again is going up every single day. It's going higher. That can be broken, of course, but undeniable. This stock moved on 1.3 million yesterday. It's going up again. We're up 6 cents on Rocket Lab. We're up 93 on the Dow. Let me take a look at our entire market here if I can. Here we go. And we'll pop this up right here. At the moment, the market at the moment is up 97 for the Dow, up 11 on S&P, up 19 on NASDAQ. Oil up 89 cents a share. Okay. Interesting morning. Alex, hi, Bruce. I sold 2 GameStop $17 calls that expire September for $3.92 quite some time ago. They're now trading around $6 to $6.60 ballpark. Okay, so they're up about 2 something bucks each. Very little volume to sow. Stink bids are not hitting right now. I could roll to Jan 24, 17 and a halves or 1875s for a few cents. I could do that. Be patient. No rush. Keep the stake bids in there. A nickel ahead of the best bidder. Just sit there and see if something comes to you. Obviously, a $17 GameStop is worth $5.38 right now. So if you can scoop it for $6.05, that is stealing money. That's very little time premium. It's a good buy. Now, at a $6.05 cost to get it back, you now need to write something for $6.05 or higher, and now you can go shopping. Now, sure, January would be a very smart move because it's 4 months further out in time, and you should likely be able to move up a little bit. Now, if you can go from 17 to 18.75s, $1.75 higher, not bad at no charge. On the other hand, can you go up to a $20 call and pay a bit for it? Or can you go to April 2024 and write 20 or a 22.50 and pay less than $1 to do it? That would be a very big 550 move up in strike price for $100 a call. I like that. That's $200 out of your pocket to move up 550 a share. That's smart. That's $1,100 gain for 200 in cash. Nice investment to make. Congratulations on your deep in the money calls or the stock you're holding, because that's gone up as well because the stock has gone up. 22.34 on GameStop, everybody. All of you out there with $10 deep in the money calls for Jan 2025, those are now worth $12.34 book value. They might be trading at that $12.50, $12.75, $13. I get it. You're not sitting on $5 premium on those contracts, but then again, you didn't pay $5 premiums to get in. You're getting richer on the deep in the money call side, and you can make rollovers happen on the call side short term. Alex, I'm thinking about waiting for a bit of pullback rather than rolling. What do you think? Again, you're gambling because you're trying to guess the stock's direction. You don't have to make a move. You don't have to. But what you could do is you could look at writing 18s going forward for more premium money. Can you get more? Can you get $6.50, $7? Buying back at 6.05 and selling at 7. You might only move up $1 in premium, but there's more cash coming in. That's a double win there. Look at it all. Splair, same here, Alex. I'm sitting on January 17th and 18th. I'm hoping for a drop during the end of the month. Nick, man, I have to watch the puts class again. I am behind here. Spicy, hey, Uncle Bruce, I have 2 sets of calls on GameStop. GameStop, 27, 22 calls that expire September 15, 23 calls, or $21 calls that expire October. Should I fold my hands or look to do a rollover? I am worried I will lose money. You're not going to lose money. You're getting richer on the up move of the stock. You're getting richer on the deep in the money calls you have that were at 9 something and now are worth over 12. If the stock is trading at $18, your deep in the money calls have an $8 book value. At $22.30, they're worth $12.30. That's 50% more value book value. You are getting richer. Now the question is, do you want to move these calls higher? You've got $22 calls and $21 calls. You need to do nothing. You need to do nothing. Yeah, you could look at moving those Septembers to Decembers or Januaries, and maybe all you'll do is buy back your 22s and write 22s. Maybe. Or you'll buy back your 22s and write 22.50s. Bring in more money for the time. Can you get it? These $21 calls that expire in October, if you can move up to 22, 22.50 and get more cash than you have to pay, then I say go for it. Otherwise, do nothing. Let the stock go to 24. What do you care? $24 a share, you got a $14 deep in the money call. Add a $1 premium, you got a $15 deep in the money call. And these contracts you've written, yeah, they'll go up, but they're not going to go up like your deep in the money calls going up. And you can maybe look at a rollover then. Enjoy the upside, folks. I'm sorry, I'm talking through Siri at work. It's loud in here, so sometimes it doesn't pick up everything. Work, what a concept. Splair, spicy, fancy idea, but how is it that with 400 letters, aren't you forced to think a little sentences on first trade? I see only 6 huge candles in a week chart. I can't read it, and probably they have the cheapest charts that are existing, says Splair. Last comment was dedicated to smart rent. Hawkeye Pierce, I am thumbs up 155. Thank you, Hawkeye. BW, thanks, Uncle Bruce. Marcus, I'm 157. BW, I guess cash secured puts on smart rent are in order for the next pullback dip. Well, again, just see what gives. We're up 13 cents on smart rent right now, 373. We're down a penny on Rocket Lab at 427. The Dow's up 89. AI's up 120. Unity's up 35. GameStop is up 36 cents. SoFi is down 3. Tesla up 337 to 169.89. Apple down 132. Google down 34. Moderna down 175 to 123.36. I know a guy that wrote, I believe, 135 calls on Moderna after having written 185 calls on Moderna. And I just get the vibe this guy has a smile across his face, just like when Palomalu would anticipate the count by the quarterback and be over the defensive line and sacking the quarterback the moment he hut the ball. I'm sure he's smiling just like that. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you're not Steeler fans. It's okay. Cisco up 15 cents. Pfizer down 14. IBM up 36. ATIP down 9/10 of a penny. Cyxtera down 3/10 of a penny. No new news at the moment. HPQ up 24. Microsoft up 111. ME down a penny. Matterport down 1.5. Spire 0.6 of a penny lower. Amazon up 188. Home Depot up 5.23 after disappointing numbers and being as low as 272 yesterday. We're at 287 now on Home Depot. Vanik up 78 cents. Netflix up 111. Adobe up $5.12. Goldman up 3.59. Boeing is up 4.25. Facebook, which is Meta, up $1.05. Royal Caribbean 79.22 up 276, bringing the $80 put contracts into play. 79s, 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s, whatever puts you can buy that are in the range of 5% of this stock price is the buy to make. This company, this stock defies all reason when it's sitting at almost $80 a share. Ridiculous. Carvana down 34 cents. Robinhood up 9. We've got Target up 296. So we have JP Morgan up 172. Costco down 206. Walmart down 12 cents. Disney is up 19 cents only today. Nvidia up 328. And American Airlines up 40 cents to $14.60. DraftKings down 8 to 22.84. There we have it, kids. That's where we're at. Let's go back to the comments and talk about markets and options. Smart Rent looks a little interesting on Market Watch. Steady climbing, always a little bounce, but then the next day suddenly higher. Blair, you figuring this out. Alex, thanks, Uncle Bruce. I'll keep stink bidding and be patient. My $10 deep in the money calls are up 20% on my cost basis. Exactly. You're getting richer. You want GameStop to go to 25. You want it to go to 30. You want to have $20 deep in the money value calls. These short-term contracts, you're rolling them. You'll be fine. It's going to be great. Spicy Android, neat. Richard, that's right. Sofi, come on down. I'd like to pick up some more of this stuff. Richard Garland, neat. Zeta State, Uncle Bruce, I have 70 $20 calls that expire in July. I sold them for $2. Shall I also roll at this point, or what is my out? How do I handle my GameStop position right now? I've got these $20 calls that expire in July. Well, let me take a look if I can with my big ass iPad here, which is, as you know, slow and behind the mark by at least 10 minutes. So bear with me while I try to figure it out. $22.39 is the current price of GameStop. July 20s are right now, or we're trading at approximately $350 to $375-ish. Our friend wrote them for $2. Now, when he wrote them for $2, the shares were not at $22.39 a share. They were, I assure you of that, they were nowhere near this price. So Zeta State, do not feel sorry for Zeta State. Zeta State is sitting on likely 70 deep in the money calls that have gone up probably $3 a piece on them. So he's up 21 big ones, US, beautiful, just gorgeous. He's down $1 on these contracts. So what? No big deal. $1.50 doesn't matter. What he can do is a rollover. He can roll them all over or roll over some of them. It's up to him. Now, what to do, my friend, is the question. So let's take a look at some potential trades you could look at. I'm just going to take a peek for myself, and we'll sort of figure it out together if we can. If you can buy back your calls around 350, 360, something like that as of now, and you could write calls for more money, that would be number one move, smart move. Number two, could you write calls for a higher strike price and more money? That would be even better. Looking at October contracts, just for the hell of it, the 21s, which are $1 higher in strike, are 420 to 465. The 22s are 375 to 420. Now, if you could get your hands on 410, 415, $4 for 22s and buy back your 20s for that 355 range, you got a profit and a $2 gain in strike. Sweet. $2 more in strike is 14,000 US more locked in on an exercise. And 50 cents a contract more in cash, 3,500 more in cash. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to write 23s for October, you will get between 340 and 380. That's likely a break-even trade, but it's a $3 gain in strike. That's one choice. You want to go further out? How about December 2023? Let's talk way out. 2250s, you can get between 410 and 455 for those. That's a gain in cash and a 250 move in strike. Brilliant. But you've got to put in a stink bid on these contracts that you have, that you've written. You want to get them as low as possible and then stink offer them on the other side. Buy 10 back first at 355 and then offer 10 at 450. Get that done, then do 10 more or 20 at a time, something like that. 2375s, by the way, for December. 370 to 410. If you could get around $4 for those and only pay 355.60 for yours, brilliant move yet again. That's a nice 375 gain on principal. These are the calculations you got to be going through in your mind here, looking at the option chain. All right. This is the kind of stuff you got to be thinking about. Don't be afraid to write December contracts. Don't be afraid. It's just time. It's nothing personal. It's just time. What you're looking for is if the shares are going to top out here, they're 22.44 right now. They want to run to 22.50, 22.75. And in the next month, they're at 20, 20, 25, 20, 20.50. You're going to see a $2 pullback, ballpark. Would you rather have a 23.75 contract written with a $2 pullback coming your way? You're now out of the money by 3 something a share. It doesn't matter if you've written January's or December's. It doesn't matter. You're going to see a $1.50 depreciation and collapse of the contracts you wrote up there. Yet you raised your strike price by 375. Is that the ballpark? Yeah, 375 times 70 contracts. We're talking 25,000 US ballpark that you're richer on the strike price. Plus you made money on the rollover. Hello. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here. Those are thoughts. Zed, any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, send me emails. We'll go from there. BP, Spicy Android, you could let your $27, $22 expire, take the $5.94 and buy the shares deep in the money with it. BW, cash secured puts aren't as scary as I thought. It's the ability, if you have the free cash to buy those shares that you missed buying power, you want the shares anyhow. Why not get paid to do it? You're absolutely right. If you're going to write a cash secured put on SoFi, $4 cash secured put, and you get paid 50 cents for it, you're paying $3.50 for the stock if you were to have to buy it. You want to write a $5 SoFi put, get your hands on $1 something, you're paying $4, $3.95, $4 for the stock. Nothing wrong with this move. Nothing wrong with it. Alrighty, a deuce caboose, ATIP down a penny. It's a 4% move. I'm number 159. JR, BW, that's the process. No, I love it. Dude, thumbs up 160. Splair, I would be happy when GameStop was waiting with $30 until I took my first Poor Man Covered Call classes and bought then with the knowledge 2 GameStop Poor Man Covered Calls. BW, why is the market so concerned on keeping companies like Rocket Lab fakely inflated, yet companies that are growing and trying like SoFi are bashed and crushed? Not Rocket Lab, RCL, Royal Caribbean. Yeah. Well, Royal Caribbean has one thing that Rocket Lab doesn't have, SoFi doesn't have, SmartRent doesn't have, GameStop doesn't have. What is the one thing that Royal Caribbean has over these guys? They have stockbrokers in New York, serious financial bankers, the big boys, that are into the bonds of Royal Caribbean to the tune of $20 billion. They have 20 billion reasons to give a crap about Royal Caribbean and not give a crap about anybody else, especially former SPACs. I mean, you are comparing apples and oranges here. These SPACs are legit companies that have cash and have no debt and are going to grow. This monster cruise line is indebted up to here, if not up to here. They're underwater, and they can't make money right now at 105% capacity. These investment bankers have put all their best clients, which I mean are hedge funds, pension funds, mutual funds, they're multi-billion dollar, $100 billion clients into this stuff. They have bought Carnival bonds, Norwegian bonds, and they've marketed Royal Caribbean bonds to all of their biggest clients. They have 30 billion reasons, if not 100 billion reasons for the whole cruise industry to back the cruise industry to the hilt and pump the market just to make everybody feel self-interest, self-preservation. That bond department over at JP Morgan and Chase and Bank of America and Goldman, name them all. Name all the biggest brokerage firms in the United States. Their bond departments are into Royal Caribbean bonds like you cannot believe, and they're panicking that these cruise lines somehow, some way could please make a goddamn dollar in profit. Please, just $1. And here we are in May 2023. And these guys are sailing at 102, 105% capacity, and they're still losing money. Yikes. Yeah, and crude is what, 70 something a barrel, 71. Yeah. It's not $120 a barrel. Yeah. So it's not like the cost of fuel is breaking these cruise lines. Staff on board the ships, they've cut back on the staff. They've cut back on the service. They've raised tip costs. They've raised their fees for drink packages. They charge you now for a steak in a restaurant where it used to be free, part of your fare. They can't make a dime. These guys are panicking. That's why.
Their debt load is incredible.
It's unbelievable. Manager says long SoFi, near-term shorts will win because we need plus VE catalyst, which we don't have yet. So I will say we're heading down, which is great because both ways I win. We'll be buying as it drops and get in on the covered calls. Manager, I closed my Google shorted yesterday. I made a quick $800. BW JR, yep, can't say I missed the all-time lows. If you cash secured puts, I have to stink offer out there for Jan 24 5, so 117 equals 383 my cost. Bam, I'll take that deal. JR, kaboom. Robert, 164 thumbs up. Richard, good morning, Anti-Jen. JR, good morning, Anti-Jen. BW, so they screwed up on backing the wrong horse in the bond markets, and we, the retail investors, get hosed and are left holding the bag. Seems really fair. Look, you don't own those bonds. You're not going to get hosed. The guys losing are the bond holders. Yeah. They're the first guy. They're going to lose the most. The shareholders of Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian, they're losing to whatever degree they're losing. The Royal Caribbean shares are way too high. The Carnival and Norwegian shares are way lower than where they used to be. They don't belong there either. But at the end, there will be the astute investors. And it's not pension funds, okay? Don't look for a $20 billion, $250 billion pension fund to all of a sudden discover SoFi or discover SmartRent as their next savior. It's not going to happen. It's going to be retail investors that are going first. Then it's going to be entrepreneurial investors like the Ryan Cohens of the world and other entrepreneurial investors. And then the institutions will come in at 20 and $30 to take it to 100. That's when they come in. Don't worry about it. Jen, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am busy today. I've had to be the good guy and the bad guy and the good guy and the motivator. Good uncle, bad uncle.
Drunk uncle.
Not drunk uncle. No, not the drunk uncle. That's another guy. That's a character on SNL.
That's another guy.
Bobby Moynihan's character.
Yeah.
Great character. I used to love Bobby Moynihan, where he would have the rumors. Did you hear the word?
Yeah.
And then he would exaggerate a story and would misrepresent it. I love that guy. That's what I heard. That's not the story. That's what I heard. Great writing.
You have
But
to build them up and calm them down.
I've been sort of reminding the followers of the channel that of all the followers who are here, I mean, diehard, hardcore, probably 1,000.
Yeah.
Then there are a couple thousand casual watchers, 3,000-4,000 more, but hardcore. And then really successful option writers, 25% of them.
Sure.
And then the next 25% are making money.
They're making it. They're coming.
And some of them are very happy with that. They could be doing a lot better,
learning.
but they're learning. And then there's the other half who've been trying this and are not making money. They have a winner, then they have a loser.
Yeah.
Or they are winning, but they don't understand that they're winning. They think they're losing because the stock is going up. They think they're losing, and they're not losing, they're winning. I have to keep reminding people just the big picture here. And
don't be afraid.
but I'm expecting this. This is normal. This is the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
And sometimes your mentor, which can be a parent, a coworker, a boss, a professor, a high school teacher, a junior high teacher, an elementary teacher, a pastor, an uncle, a cousin, whatever, a brother, a sister, a mentor, sometimes has to be the good guy or the bad guy, all at the same time. Because you know deep down inside, sometimes you need a dope slap to kind of get back to reality.
That's right.
And it requires work and effort to be successful in whatever it is you want to be successful in. And do not...
Sometimes I had to be the bad mummy. Or
sometimes Auntie Jen had to be the bad mummy.
Sometimes you got to just, give them a flick upside the head to help them focus.
Dope slaps. Will Smith dope slaps by Auntie Jen. She was doing this well before whatchamacallit, dope slap Chris
I
Rock.
was doing more than,
The flick. The flick. That's all it took. You got the flick in the side of the head from Auntie Jen. That's all you needed. That was it, right? That was like a belt. That was like Michael Tyson knocking down that guy in Hangover. Christina, question. Uncle Bruce, what do you recommend? I sold 26 GameStop $15 calls that expired September 15th of this year. I got $4.39 for those, and they're now trading at $7.82. So they're up about $3.50 or so. I also sold 10 of the $15 GameStop calls that expire in August earlier for $3.72, and they're trading at $7.62.
Right.
What are your thoughts on all of this? Well,
I will leave you to this explanation.
Okay, Auntie Jen. Okay.
Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Auntie Jen, for popping in. Good questions, Christina. I clearly sold these a while ago when the stock was trading in the teens. I am number 168 on the thumbs up meter. Christina, great questions. Thank you very much for that. Look, you have at any time the ability, the option to make moves. Yes, it is true. You are in the money. No question about it. $15 calls. Stock's at $22.66. Hello, $22.69. We're up 70 cents. You're in the money. Yes, your deep in the money calls are way up to nicely done. Obviously, they've gone up $4 or $5 each in value. Nice. The advice I've been giving all morning is the same advice to everybody. If you've written 15, 16, 17s, 18s, 19s, 20s, and your GameStop's moving up, no kidding. GameStop's moving up. You can do rollovers. Now, in the case of Christina, can she get out of 15s and go into 20s and get more money? No, I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. But can Christina make a move or two going forward here? I think so, yes. There are several moves in Christina's future, most likely. The question is, which one? If she takes a look at, November calls, I'm just spitballing here. I'm not making a final decision on anything, but I'm just taking a look for the heck of it. $17 calls that expire November 17 are going for between $6.40 and $7.05 as of 10 minutes ago. So maybe they're worth more like $7-ish. That would be a lot closer to where you are right now on these calls that you're sitting on, which are also rising. Of course, your September calls that are trading at 782 or were, this stock is 22.73. So these calls are $7.73 in the money. 782 is all book value. So you need to write calls that have time premium and not just book value. Because right now you're not getting a depreciation unless the stock goes down. You need depreciation just to sit around and be here. So maybe writing a $7, $17 call is a thought. That's a $24 strike price combination to you. That's $1.28 of premium. Going further out in time might be the other social, because you're so far in the money. You may have to go further out in time than you want to, but it could pay you to do so. December calls, just again, I'm spitballing here. 1750s might get you close to $7. That's a dollar. That's a 250 move in premium, with a $7 strike price ballpark stink offer. That would get you 1750. That would put you at 2450, and that is definitely a premium of 190 right now. Going further out, January 2024, again, trying to move up in price premium, stock exercise price, without it costing you much money, if any. 1750s are in the 710 maybe neighborhood, 720, 725 maybe. 1875s are 6.5-ish, maybe 660. You'll have to cough up some money a little bit, but small price to pay for, I don't know, paying $100 a call perhaps to move up 375 and strike. That's all right. That's a thought. These are a few choices. Sitting at 15 is a choice you can make across the board, but now you will only get paid if the stock goes down, because you're not getting any time premium anymore. You've let that all go away, which is all right. It's okay. Your deep in the money calls have given you a gain, a much better gain than you're down on these. But the key now is, can you do a rollover? Perhaps the first rollover is 15 to 17. And it's between now to November, December. Maybe that's the first move. And maybe, just maybe, a month or two from now, you will do the next rollover. That's a 17 to a 19 if the stock wants to go to 23 or 24. You'll follow it, and you'll do it that way. Anyway, there's the point. These shares go higher. Your deep in the money calls go higher. Moonman Moo, good morning. Neat Zach, good morning. Anti-Gen, I'm late, still paying catch up on the show. Mandu, good morning. Anti-Gen. Nazareth, how much does Anti-Gen charge for a dope slap? I see a whole new market for Uncle Bruce here. Dude, I am a slow winner. I'm writing and rolling every week, not always big wins, but I always write in my favor. Raise the strike and bring in more premium. Christina, you should consider rolling out some of those and raise the strike and bring in a little premium. Raise the strike and wait for shrinkage. Christina, the deep in the money calls I have against them are higher, but they are still red, so I can't roll my 13s to 15s. No, I wouldn't do that either. I would just roll the short-term calls only and let them roll up. Don't do anything with your deep in the money calls. Stay where they are. Don't touch them. Short-term calls, do rollovers, move up, and bring in some cash or equal it out. I have 19 January 2025 15s. I'm down on those 3,600. Yes, but your 19 deep in the money calls against those have risen dramatically since that time frame as well, and it's more than what you're down on these. So yeah, you can look at it on one side only versus the other side, but I look at the whole picture. You're better off if the stock goes to $25 than to 18. You're just going to be way richer at 25 a share than at 18. But in the meantime, at 22.72, you can do rollovers here, and you really should look at this. My 13s are down, lost 1,700. Well, that is quickly going away. Your deep in the money calls, whatever you're down on, is quickly being turned the other direction because this stock is moving up, and that's the bottom line. And that's it. Always be writing and adjusting the portfolio. You might start with 5 of your short-term calls. You might buy back 5 of your 15s and write 5 17s or 1750s and then do another 5 and 5. You might do it in stages over days, a week. You're slowly but surely adjusting your portfolio. I'm not calling for you to stop everything and it all has to be one trade or it can't be done. You can do this in stages constantly, but those deep in the money calls, let them get deeper in the money. Respect this stock because you know it can drop $5 in a week on a lousy week. So let's leave it alone. Karen, so you're saying to roll up in stages with games? I'm saying always be doing this in stages with everything. With everything. Some of you are writing 50 calls on 3 different stocks. You might find that one day you're moving 5 of these to 5 of those and 6 of those to 6 of them as you slowly adjust your portfolio. There are days where you're going to try to buy back 20 calls and you only get 5 of them. So then write the other 5 and then tomorrow is another day. And the numbers have changed. It's okay. It's all right. You're always in the game. You're never out of the game. Right? All righty, folks. It's good stuff. It's all good stuff. You want the market to go higher. Yes, you do. You do. We love dips from time to time. We do. We take advantage of dips. They're okay. But we ultimately want our stocks to go up. That's why you're in them. You're supposedly buying good companies that can be better. Isn't that the point? Yes, indeed it is. Giddy up, everybody. Giddy up. Congratulations, all of you out there who are getting richer today. Whether you like it or not, you're getting richer. We're up 73 on the Dow. We're up 12.5 on Rocket Lab, 440. Smart Rent up a dime, 370. AI up 122. Unity up 73. GameStop up 80 cents. SoFi is now up 5.7 cents. Tesla's up 494. Apple is down 95 cents, but it's coming on. Google is only down 14 cents. It's coming on. Moderna down 131 was lower than this. Cisco up 23. Pfizer down a quarter. They just completed the second largest corporate debt offering in history. They just raised, I think it was $30 or $35 billion from the bond market. And they're paying 4.6%, 4.58% interest on the money to fund the acquisition of the pharmaceutical they just announced a few months ago. These guys can borrow billions. The bankers in Wall Street are going, how much you want? You guys are profitable. This acquisition you're doing, it's going to add to your bottom line phenomenally. You're going to make more than 4.5% by buying these guys. Bankers in Wall Street can't get enough of Pfizer's debt. This stock is a bargain. 36, what is it, right? Pfizer, 36.78. You can go out there and buy deep in the money calls, 28s, 29s, 30s. If you can get those under the 90-10 rule, even 25s, do it. You may find that the stock will go to $50 a share in the next year. You'll be writing calls going forward. You can make some good money with these guys. They know what they're doing. IBM is up 46 cents. HPQ up 17, Microsoft up 36, ME up a half a penny. We got Amazon up 147, Home Depot up 680, Vanik up 170, Netflix up 240, Adobe up 496, Goldman up 304, Boeing up 390, Meta up 114 a share right now, and Royal Caribbean up 250 to 78.96. That one's overpriced. We got Target up 260, JP Morgan up 168, Costco down 198, Walmart down 60, Disney up 70 cents, Nvidia up 538, and American Airlines up 36 cents, with DraftKings up 8 cents. There it is. There's some more quotes for you. 13.5-cent gain on Rocket Lab. Dude, I roll one at a time every day sometimes 2 a day. I have deployed my powder, and I have calls short in all different strikes and date ranges. Christina, next question. In my IRA account, I have 900 shares, and I had 1650 calls that I wrote a while back that expired this Friday. 7 of those 9 calls were exercised, so I got 1654. I didn't get in there to roll it out fast enough. Now I have all over 11,000 in cash. So do I buy GameStop again, or do I buy SoFi? I have a couple of thousand shares of SoFi in that account already, but this tip is juicy. Obviously, the IRA is a long-term game plan, and I can write calls off of it. Yeah, when it goes up, yes, you can. Yeah, I mean, look, you have choices to make here. Yeah, SoFi, 481 at the moment. Cheap stock, no question about it. Absolutely cheap. Bring your average down probably dramatically. And this wants to go to 7, 8, $10 and you're writing calls. Yeah. Good long-term play. Sure. If that's the way it's going to go, it's the way it's going to go. Absolutely. Yep. Giddy up. Remembering, of course, Christina, when she wrote those 1650s, she brought in money. She gets to keep that cash plus the 1650, and now we move on and we go forward. Keep moving forward. 98-point gain on the Dow, 10 points on S&P, 25-point gain on NASDAQ right now. Oil is up 78 cents. That's where we're at right now. So, headline, tipping culture is out of control. I was asked to tip 15% when I made a charitable contribution. When will it end? You know when it ends? When you stop making tips of that ridiculous nature. When you stop it and don't do it, that's when it ends. But it's up to you to do it. Don't be pressured by anybody to do anything like that. If you're not comfortable with it, just don't do it. What can I say? All right. Welcome, everybody. Smart Rent 368 up 8 cents. Rocket Lab is now up 15.5 cents to 443.5 and climbing quite nicely right now. 722,000 shares. They have announced yesterday a new date for their second NASA Tropics launch. So they're launching more rockets, and they're in business full time and full bore, and they're getting richer, and they're becoming a larger, more serious rocket satellite launcher into space. Sooner or later, Wall Street will recognize this company for what it is, a winner, a big future winner. It's cheap still at 443. Smart Rent 368. AI up $1. Unity up 59. GameStop up 90 now to 22.89. Every penny higher, you're getting richer. No matter what you think about your option positions, you're all getting richer. Don't panic about rollovers. Take your time on rollovers. Stink bid the buybacks. Stink offer the rewrites. Relax. You're here forever. Not today or tomorrow. Forever. You've got to remember that for every time your stock goes up $1, your deep in the money calls are $1 more valuable. Your in the money calls that you wrote have time premium. In most cases, they're not going up dollar for dollar. They might be going up 70 cents a dollar, 60 cents a dollar, 50 cents a dollar, where your deep in the money calls are going up $1 for $1. Because those $10 deep in the money calls are not trading with $5 time premium on them. They're trading at book value. So that's the direct result here. It's a win-win. You don't mind it going up. It's okay. SoFi 485 up 9. We're about to break out on SoFi. We haven't yet. It's only 10 million traded today. It's a nothing burger day here. 485, there's nothing left for sale anymore. Those 445 sellers are crying in their beer now. Why did I sell it at 445? I listened to the Wedbush guy. I'm an idiot. What was I doing? They're idiots. Thank you, idiots, for the deals, because my viewers were buying this stuff as it was going down, 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 down. The morons that fell for the Wedbush crap that was published the other day, losers, and made me, my viewers, richer winners. Those of you who've been writing cash secured puts on your SoFi, you're sitting back going, whoa, I got $1.24 for put contracts. I got $1.10. I got 50 cents. I got 80 cents. Whatever you wrote, whichever ones you wrote, those cash secured puts, every one of you are sitting there going, oh, look at this. These puts are falling. This is good stuff. Welcome to the party, pal. Nice. Zed Estate. Neat. Deuce Caboose. Bruce, I've got a $5 average on Rocket Lab. Would you consider writing on this run? Nope. No, I wouldn't. Marcus, cash CYXT is up 10% after hitting all-time low of 16 cents. BW, I don't think people are worried about GameStop rollovers. It is the fact that we can't find premiums that match or exceed what we have to buy back for. No volume on GameStop is not bringing in the gamblers and premiums. Just relax. The higher the stock starts to go, the game begins. It's been an intermission of sorts on good old GameStop. Notice today's volume. 1 million shares have gone through now. Yes, I know. That's only 250,000 pre-split. I know that. But you also know that in the last few weeks, we haven't had 1 million shares trade in the first hour of trading. We've had 400,000. What are we noticing? A little more increase in volume on GameStop just lately. This thing goes to 23 now, wants to go to 23 and a half, 23 cents. Watch the volume begin to build. Watch it. Watch the option volume begin to build. Watch the spreads get tighter. Watch the volumes on contracts get higher. Just chill. Just relax. We're up 96 cents on GameStop right now. It's all coming. They're coming back. Don't worry about it. You betcha, boy. Boy, oh boy, are we going to have fun. BW, it's going to be good times. 115-point gain on the Dow. Nothing much, but it's a 115-point gain on the Dow. We have other markets right now. Let's take a look here. S&P up 14. NASDAQ is up 34. These are 1/3 of a percentage point gains, give or take. It's a nothing burger so far. Yet, look at the stocks going up that we're watching closely. Look at them go. Very interesting. Oil up 80 cents right now. Breaking news, EIA reports the U.S. distillate stockpiles are up 100,000 barrels last week. U.S. gas supplies are down 1.4 million barrels last week. Data shows U.S. crude oil inventories up 5 million barrels last week. You know what that means for oil? Down we go. Down we go in price. That's the direction oil is going. That means the markets can go higher. That means inflation pressures are lower. Stocks are going to do well. You're going to do well here. Don't worry about the upside. Do not fear upside, ever. Upside is good. Greed is good. You want it from everybody out there. BW, got it. I have September and beyond contracts. We have nothing but time. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. Just relax and enjoy the show. Folks like Christina and others, they will make their moves. They should, and they will, and they will be well rewarded for them. And the action will come. Don't worry about the action. They're out there. 444 Rocket Lab up 16. Smart Rent up 7.5. AI up 112. Unity up 83. Make it 87 on Unity. 2902 on Unity. That's going up nicely. GameStop 2280 up 81. SoFi up 12.9. 488.9 going for 490 on your SoFi. 490 in the wheelhouse. Coming in back to 5 and 510, 520, 540, 560. Watch out. Watch out. Only 11.2 million traded on SoFi, and it's up. There's no selling left. Tesla up 569. They're going to advertise. They're going to advertise their product for the first time. This should be interesting. Tesla. Apple down 108, coming back. Google down 26 cents. Moderna is down 75, coming back. Cisco up 26 cents. Giddy up, everybody. BW, also one-on-one to be scheduled here soon. My 401k monies came in, so I need to wrap my head around what's best to do. What is availability this weekend, please, and thank you. We'll do this on the email. We'll do emails together. So send me an email and let me know when you're available. Maybe when are you available? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to check with Auntie Jen when I'm available. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well. So yeah, we'll see what's going on, right? We'll see what we can do. We'll find a time, but let me know what you got. Eastern time. Give me Eastern times so I can understand where you were coming from. Okay. Look forward to it. We'll get you figured out. 489.5 on SoFi right now. Tesla up $6. Giddy up, kids. You're getting richer. Like it or not, you're getting richer. I got to find posters. I got my email out. Right on, buddy. Right on. No problem. Rocket Lab, 446, up 18 cents. Giddy up. Nice job, everybody. We love it when these markets go higher. That's all there is to it. We just like it when they go higher. You get richer. Bring it on. We have thumbs ups today. 182. Thank you all for coming through for us with 182 thumbs ups. Of course, it's time for a knee emoji attack for the Knights of Knee to take you to the next level today, make you even richer than you are already getting. as your values rise, your account values go up and uppity up. Congratulations, everybody. It's rollover time here and there, and you got to love that. Richard Carlin, neat, 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 neat. There's Richard hitting the emojis, the SoFi, the knee emojis from the Knights of Knee. Pat Markley is here. The Big E is here with that emoji at the end. Spare. All right, y'all, just in case I wish here everybody successful, relaxed day. Remember today, prime time, 2400 Central European time. That's right. Tonight, prime time with Uncle Bruce. It is Wednesday night, and it's 6 o'clock Eastern time. I will be live. Remember that, 6 o'clock from now on, starting tonight, Eastern time for the primetime show for Gold Bagel members. We're going to have a lot to talk about tonight about what's been happening here today. Zach, thank you for the knee emojis. Keep them coming in. The knee attack is underway. I'm leading the way. It's now your turn, kids. Bring on the knee emojis. And away we go. 183 thumbs ups. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, kids. Get us to 200 right now. Thank you, everybody. Pat Merkley is here. Zach is on it. Neat, neat, neat. The Big E. There's Pat again. Richard Carlin. Neat, 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 neat. Can't stop it. It's happening. Mr. Premium of the Options. Neat, neat, neat. Emojis are coming in right now. Drew is here. Options Nomads is in the house, and I think they're on the road. Again, Splair. Neat, 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 neat. I love it. You got to love you guys. All of you guys. 117-point gain on the Dow. Giddy up, Splair. Here they come. We're up 17 on Rocket Lab. We're up 5.5 on Smart Red. AI up 143 to 24.99. Unity up 94, 29.09. GameStop up 83. SoFi up 11 cents. We're climbing. Splair. Neat, 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 neat. Tesla up 5.78. Deuce Caboose, Rocket Lab, and SoFi took off at the exact same time. Splair, let's push SoFi with the neat, neat, neat emoji attack. Exactly. Apple down 117, Google down 40, Moderna up down 83, Cisco up 24, Pfizer down 29, IBM up 73, ATIP down a penny, penny, 6 there, up a half a penny, 17.5 cents. HPQ up 20, Microsoft up 64, ME up 0.8, Matterport up half a penny, Spire down 0.2 of a penny, Amazon up 140, Home Depot up $7, 750 actually, Vanik up 170, Netflix up 340, Adobe up 622, Goldman up 440, Boeing up 370, Meta up 129, AMC up nickel, Ape up a penny, Royal Caribbean up 292 to 79.38. Giddy up, everybody. Just giddy up. Target up 468. JP Morgan up $2. Costco down 140. Walmart down 24. Disney up 86. Nvidia up 514. American Airlines up 40 cents. We got gains. Lots of gains here, especially on stocks we follow all the time. SoFi going for 490, and it'll go higher. It's just going to go higher. BW, what is that? Uncle, goat, dude, neat, Splair, thumbs ups, dude, dollars, BW, yeah, all kinds of, also the goat, all kinds of great emojis. Thank you all so very much for joining me today. The thumbs up count now is 185. We're 15 away from 200 yet again. And congratulations, all of you making money in this marketplace. Your stocks are going higher. Your deep in the money calls are going up. Your short-term calls continue to depreciate and collapse. You will roll over and enjoy increased premiums. And enjoy shrinkage. God darn it, you're going to enjoy shrinkage. The George Costanza method of getting richer. You're going to love it. Congratulations, all of you out there. Keep up the good work. Don't stop. No, stop. Don't stop. GameStop. And you're going to get richer. Very, very good stuff. Everybody, congrats. What do we got going here? What's going on here now? Britain's Prince Harry, his wife Meghan, and her mother were involved in a near catastrophic car chase involving paparazzi. Spokesman for the prince said on Wednesday it occurred after the couple had attended an awards ceremony held in New York. Pictures have been appearing on social media showing Harry, Meghan, and her mother in a taxi. More to come. Doesn't that sound familiar? Unbelievable crap going on out there. Just unbelievable. Hopefully everyone's going to be all right. Unbelievable. Thank you all for being part of it. 186 thumbs ups. Keep those thumbs ups coming in. D.H. Ruda, thank you for the knee emojis. Being part of this great gang of regulars that we have here. Thank you all for being with me today. We'll keep an eye on your markets. You will too. You're going to get richer. And welcome to the party, pal. And thank you for those of you taking classes and looking for one-on-ones. We'll set you straight and get you on your way. Uncle Bruce is the greatest of all time, says dude. Neat. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See you tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Gold Bagel members, don't miss it. I'll see you later. Bye for now.